Our vision for our simple software as a service is to facilitate not only the uniting of humanity worldwide, but to compound a union of our financial success. Our innovative software doesn't just connect businesses. It fosters collaboration, turning competition into partnership in a global business that never sleeps. We acknowledge and honor the fact that to this day, in all of history, you are one of one. There never has been and never will be anyone as beautiful and unique as you.
A new groundbreaking worldwide open market. It isn't just a tech release. It's the start of a new era in business. Welcome to decentralized commerce. This marketplace platform lets you control the terms of selling to empower the sellers to build your own team of influencers and affiliates. If Shoply doesn't have it, find it, claim it, and earn on every future transaction. Shoply is powered by a vibrant community of social influencers. Decentralized commerce simplifies choosing between retail stores, online platforms, affiliate programs, and direct sales. Removing the middleman, it unifies each area into one universal conversation and conversation globally. Join Shoply now and be a part of our inner circle for an exclusive sneak peek at our dynamic technology. For a limited time, lock in your free position in this exciting new company and invite 5 friends to join us. Once you're in, you'll get 5 invitations to share with your most influential friends. It's time to create income in your spare time and start living your dream. Welcome to Shoply, the future of decentralized commerce.
Well, g'day everyone. It's Jeff Ross here, bouncing into your screen from Tasmania, Australia. All right, so we're up to 22 days of the 30-day Shoply Affiliate Challenge. We've got some amazing results happening. We've got people like Nicole McKay, setting up 3-way introductions. Abby's been doing the same thing, Abby Long from America. We've got Joanne Rolls, who's not only had her first sale, and she got $300 commission a month off her first sale. She's actually now had another one come through too. So starting to see some affiliate products happening in that space. We've got, Shaz's Easy Recipes that was launched the other day. We've got Earth Food, who now has been launched and having success with, through Shoply as a vendor as well. And I've actually got to go do an update on our, our veggie garden using this amazing product with Earth Food. It's I've definitely overplanted it. You can see it's exploding. I've never seen a veggie garden go do it. I actually do an update for you all on that. It's been a pretty amazing product to see it in action. The boys love the new cookbook that they got off the Shoply the other day through Shaz's Easy Recipes. And I think Sarah made a comment that every cookbook should be such a visual tool, right, with the images and get rid of the step-by-step instructions in written format and do it in photography format. Like, it was beautiful. And I'm just loving seeing people really embrace, this ambassadorship style sort of marketing, right? And this is how we can really leverage, our circle of influence and support them and serve them in a really positive way, and put the right products in front of the right people at the right time. And that's what it's all about, right? And people love to, buy off the back of recommendations, and you never beat, any form of word of mouth marketing. It's the best organic marketing that you'll ever grab. But as vendors, as business owners, we can encourage it. We can, give people, empowerment. We can equip them with the right tools. And isn't that leadership? All leadership really is influence, right? And so learning how to influence people and win friends is essentially the conversation that we're all about here today. And I've just been sharing, 16 years of lessons and trials and wisdom with you all, leveraging this amazing new decentralized e-commerce platform that's come out called Shoply. And I go far as saying, actually, it's not just me saying it. People like Gary Vaynerchuk are saying this, that live commerce, influencer marketing is the future of this space. Big businesses are now starting to see this as well. And they're giving, people like you and I, everyday people, the opportunity to be able to really make money online in the simplest and easiest way that I've ever seen possible in my 16 years doing this. I love the network marketing industry, but the thing with network marketing is it's a long-term game. It's definitely a personal development, journey with a paycheck attached to it, because you got to go through that messy transformation to get some serious results out of it, right? The effort that you put in those first 5 to 10 years in the network marketing space, you're not going to see the results reflective of that, but you stay the ground. You learn to become the leader that you wish that you had. You become the person that you need to be to step up and lead, personal development track. Then, you can go and support and you can go build some big teams. And that's what happens in that space, right? But that's a 5 to 10 year journey to see any real decent success, to be able to, give up your day job, that's, essentially got you a slave to a system, to be able to go support that vision, that dream. And most people, give up, or they've been sold a lie, or whatever it is, right? Find it too hard and start to get into those self-limiting beliefs and, buy into I'm not good enough attitude. And I've been there. I've done that 1,000 times over as well. But I've kept in the game. I've showed up. I love the network marketing industry because it definitely helps us to become a better person. We come into this space because we're attracted to the opportunities, we're attracted to the products, but through the journey, the most reason most people stay and dig in is because they stay of the person they're transforming and becoming. And so, but the network marketing industry is shifting in a big way. Like we've seen companies like Tupperware and Ronan and Fields and, even Herbalife the other day, they're shifting their models to really service this side gig economy. We're in this world where everything's about instant gratification. People don't want to necessarily dig in and do the apprenticeship style long haul journey to get, the income. The cost of living pressure is increasing. The jobs, scenario is not as safe as it used to be anymore. So people are scrambling, trying to find what's the fit for them to be able to help them support their lives. And I get it. And so I reckon that, in this space online, we need 3 income streams. We need fast cash. We need the opportunity to go and promote a product, get a commission for it, and we can go run, right? And that's why I love affiliate marketing. And that's why I love Shoply, because it's serving that need right from day one. You don't have to go build a course. You don't have to go create a product. You don't have to go do a Shopify print on demand shop and learn Facebook advertising and learn graphic design. You can go become an ambassador for Earth Food or LifeFX or Myella or the Laptop Lifestyle Dad or Coach to Success or Make It Matters membership. You can go and find a product that you're passionate about that is actually serving you on your journey. So you become that product of that product example, and you can go and talk about it, share stories, talk about real world impact, real world value, and you can build a brand around you as you do that and put the right products in front of the right people at the right time. That's affiliate marketing 101. And the back end of that, as you build, you got the opportunities for some fast cash opportunities, right? And as you build that, it's consistency. You might pick up a sale here. You'll pick up a sale in 3 months' time. You'll pick up 10 sales in this next week. The predictability factor comes out of it when you show up and you're just consistent about it. You dig in, you build influence, you build your brand, you build your leadership position, and you build you along that way. But you've got the opportunity to get some wins along the way, right? Network marketing does something very similar in that space. And, but it's also now talking about exponential leverage, leverage income. So as we build our team and they start duplicating and it's not necessarily you build a team around people, you build a team around systems, and you support the people and you meet them where they're at and you coach them and you empower them. Leadership 101, right? So now we've got the opportunity to make some fast cash, but we're also now got the opportunity to make some leveraged income. And then if you're like me, you're looking for ways to, build out your own, opportunity to serve all of that through being a product your own self and creating your own course or your own physical product, and you become a vendor and you tap into that aspect of it all. Or you can go bring on other vendors. And now we're tapping into what we call now investment income strategies or passive income strategies. I don't like to use the term residual because residual, implies that you do it once and you make millions of dollars, just continue, right? It's passive. It's, as long as you serve the community and serve the people, through Shoply, for example, you can bring on, say, you be the person responsible for bringing 10 other vendors onto this platform. We can earn up to 3%. So we can earn 3% royalty type sort of commissions off the back of those global sales. Now, that's a long-term sort of strategy, right? I'm not going to make $1 million of day one off of that. But if I play the game, I plant these little saplings, I nurture those saplings, I help them to grow up into be big, mighty oak trees, 10 years down the road, I personally brought on, let's say, 10 vendors as a conservative number. Those vendors are now doing $1 million in sales collectively because of the whole ecosystem. We've got influencers and affiliates and vendors working together, $1 million in global sales collectively. That's $30,000 commission just a month off that one avenue of income. And this is why I love building personal brands. This is why I love doing it this way, because this is the true ecosystem to multiple streams of income. And yes, your first $0 to $10,000 is going to be probably the hardest thing that you ever have to do in this space, because you've got to transform. You've got to do the messy inner work. You need support and guidance to be able to create a community around that to help support you in that. And that's what we do at the Laptop Lifestyle Dads. We're all about, empowering, equipping, leading, influencing, encouraging, supporting that conversation to give people a safe environment to go through that messy transformational growth. You got the caterpillar to the butterfly. Normally there's a cocoon stage, right? The cocoon, you get broken down into that base DNA level before you get built back up into that big, beautiful butterfly. And the circle of life happens, right? There's creation and there's destruction. So we need to have that safe environment where we can go to build people up and be built up ourselves through that whole journey. Like I'm getting built up through this too, like through putting myself in this space where I serve, where I have to show up, where I have to lead, where I have to transform, where I have to be the guide on the journey and stay, a couple of steps ahead. That forces me to grow, that forces me to transform, that forces you to do the same thing. And then you in turn get to help other people do that. We're on a making journey here, not just being heroes ourselves. And so this is where we create an encouraging space. And just imagine what we've done with the back of this 30-day Shoply challenge, right? I'd say that right now we've probably got about 20 active players stepping up and showing up and doing the work and, digging in and transforming, growing. Andrea, Joanne, Jen, like you three have been here the whole way through. And I appreciate you, and I know that you're getting value from this, and we're creating a community of sense of belonging here together, where we're taking ownership of this together, and we're going to build something amazing together. And just imagine what this is. We stay here now for the long term. We do the long, hard yards for the next 5 years, and being part of this pioneering team to build this, and what that journey is going to look like in 5 years' time. It's going to be pretty epic, right? And like, I know there will be people that come and go out of that journey, but I'm committed. I'm here to stay. I'm here to show up. I'm here to lead. And I'm looking for people who want to lock arms and go lead and build with me. Go do this together. Anyhow, that's enough of why I'm so excited and why I'm passionate, obsessed even, serving in this capacity. And my hope is this obsession, this passion, this energy is transferable over to you, and it encourages you and empowers you to step up. Here's the thing: nobody can save or rescue you. Nobody can save or rescue me. We can only do it ourselves. But as leaders, we can walk with people, we can support people, we can empower and equip people. And it doesn't matter where you are on your leadership journey, you are still a leader, and you're learning how to become a more effective leader, a more effective communicator, a more effective person of influence. And it starts at day one saying, yes, I'm a leader and I'm going to learn how to become bigger and better and be more powerful at the game. So I, in turn, can go and support others to do the same thing, right? So that is the journey that we're all on. I thank you for, coming along this ride with me. And let's get into today's masterclass. So day 22 of the 30-day Shopley Affiliate Challenge. It's going to be a short and sweet one, but it seems to be a lot of the ones that most people struggle with, because all of the hard work, right? Starting a conversation, building trust and influence, building rapport and connection, learning how to qualify people and invite them into the next stage of the conversation, learning how to do the introduction and the edification to your mentor, your leader, the third party, that thing, or learning how to close the sale. Like, up until close the sale, I reckon that's 80% of the hard work. Closing, if you've done all the things right in the first place and you've led them in the right space, closing's easy. Closing's just, okay, closing the loop. Closing's just, okay, saying, take it right, let's go to that conversion stage, let's play it together. Closing's fun, closing's exciting. But most people go into this space and don't like to close because they feel like they're trying to manipulate people into action. Drop a 1 in the comments if you feel like that. I know I used to. But I actually now, in the position and the posture that I take, is if I don't give you the opportunity to, let's say, yes or no to me, I'm robbing you of that decision. It's an injustice. And I need to, to take that responsibility off of me and put it on you to be able to give you the ownership and the accountability and responsibility to say yes or no. And if I try to manipulate into you saying yes, it's an injustice. If I don't ask you or give you the opportunity to say yes or no, that's an injustice. And so this is us having to stop trying to save and rescue people. And this is us trying to step in and just serve and lead people. When we come at it from that posture or that position, then the attachment's off of us. The attachment's off of them. There is no attachment around the outcome or result. But what there is there's a service to the process. That's what we're left with. And then that takes away the manipulation. That takes away the energy around it, trying to, focus on the transaction, focus on the sale. It takes that pressure off of us, and it helps us to meet each other where we're at. So I'm going to teach you some tips and strategies around here to help you to close the loop. We talked about the last session there around the power of follow-up. And most people don't follow up because, once again, they get in their head, feel like they're trying to manipulate people into taking action. But if you step down from that and slow down and just meet people where they're at, go through the guide, the detective, the leadership positioning of qualifying, that is probably the hardest part of this. But it also becomes the most fun part of it, because when you come in genuinely curious, you're just having a conversation. And then you need to learn how to take them through the journey to lead them to the next stage, so you can either close them or follow up with them. Too many people plant seeds and water the soil, but never ask for the harvest. Today, I want to flip that. Today, I want to show you how to be a harvester and actually go and can get into this journey. So let's talk about mindset before we get into the practical. People don't buy from pressure. People buy from value. They buy from a space because you've helped them made seen, safe, and clear, and they feel understood. People buy from you because you're a solution creator and you're giving them the solution to help them benefit their lives, to take them from a before to after scenario. So it's kind of the things that stop people in this space, even for asking for the sale, is fear of rejection. What if they say no? What if they say no? I'd rather a no or a yes any day of the week. And so I'd rather you say no to me, not now, Jeff, or no, it's just not good fit, Jeff, or whatever, rather than saying, I'll think about it. I've got to talk to the husband. I've got to talk to the wife. I'll come back to you, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's close the loop. It's not about you. It's not even about them. So the whole fear of rejection conversation, I get it. It's innate. You know, we're designed and we're created to seek for approval, to seek to people like us. But if we can get out of our space and just go into this space of, I'm not here to sell you, I'm here to serve you, that eliminates that fear of rejection. Fear of being salesy. Once again, I don't want to push them. You know what? I don't like being pushed, and I don't like pushing people. I can be very effective at what I do, and I can compel people to take action. I have to learn how to, slow that down so that they're making the buying decision. I'm not necessarily selling them. And so I've learned how to be very effective at that, but that's me because I've learned how to sell timeshare. I learned how to get into that space and take people through the buy-in psychology. But I know that when I do that, I know that my buyer's remorse kicks in because I feel like I've manipulated people taking action and then they feel manipulated. It's just a whole icky experience. But if I come into this space and it's just truly wanting to serve and get into that capacity, and it's all about leadership 101, and it's all about how I can help you, support you, so you can go and help support others, and it's about that legacy impact, that takes away the whole sales and pushy conversation too, does it not? The other fear that stops people saying, doing this is the fear of the unknown. What do I even say? Well, I want to flip that, and I want to help you in that space right away because I want to give you some knowledge that you can apply to help you to serve you in this space. When you flip it from I'm trying to sell someone to you flip it to I'm here to serve you with a solution, this is customer service 101. And closing, and it's, say if you do this right, and that this thing is going to help them to benefit their lives, and you don't give them the opportunity to say yes or no, that's the injustice. We can lead a horse to water. We can't force them to drink. But you better bloody believe it. I'm going to work out how I can lead that horse to water and give it every reason to want to drink that water and give it every reason to make it easy for them to drink that water. And if they still don't drink that water and they still, turn their nose up at it, then that's on them. I'm not attached to that result anymore. I'm attached to the process. I'm attached to showing up and giving them the pathway forward and leading people to take action. So let's stop closing and let's start clarifying. Let's make it simple. Here's the thing, right? When we talk about Simon Sinek buy-in psychology, with golden circle principle, we start with why. We've been talking about that through the whole thing through this masterclass, this challenge. Why? First off, it's about tapping into that flight or flight response to make them feel safe, heard, seen, valued. Then it's about going into that space of the emotional context to make them feel good, joyous, loved. Now we have a responsibility to clarify, to bring in logic. So let's stop closing, and it's our responsibility to create clarity, because a confused mind never takes any action. If people are saying no to you, they're not clear on what it is, they'll start coming up with their excuses. They'll start coming up with their objections. They'll start coming up with their reasons because they don't want to hurt you. They don't want to help you. They don't want to be part of you feeling rejected, right? But if we get past that and get into the logic of it all, and we just focus on creating simplicity and clarity, and we give people the space to be able to discern what is the right decision, the right choice for them, that's our responsibility. So quick simple steps, to ask people to knock on seeking the door, right? We talked about follow-up. It's about seeking and knocking to see where people are. I love to ask people, so are you ready to get started? Are you ready to take the next step? Do you have any questions before we get started? Hey, do you want to take a peek inside to see if this is a fit for you? If you want to explore this with me, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1, you're completely not interested. 10, I love to go. Let's rock and roll. Where are you on that scale? See, I'm asking questions to seek clarity, to seek to understand. I'm taking the pressure off of them and I'm guiding them. This is not about pressure at all. It's about guidance. And another really effective way to close and convert people is to use permission-based closing. Use permission-based. Hey, can I show you what's working for me? Hey, would you be open to checking out something I believe that could really help you? Same questions I was just asking before. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? And if they say 6, I would say, okay, cool. Would you be open to having a discussion with me to help you get that 6 closer to a 10? What would that take? So a number of times I ask that question. It's a really great pulse check. If they say they're an 8, it's still the same question, same reply, or the question, right? Is okay, cool. That's great. Thank you for acknowledging that. So why are we not at a 10? What does it take to help you to get to a 10? Be genuinely curious always. Be genuinely seeking to understand where they're at. That helps you to bring the true objection, the true confusion that's going on in their mind. Because a confused mind will take no action, right? And I'd rather you take action and say yes or no to me. That's taking action. No is still a close. Yes is still a close. It's a full stop. It's closed loop. And that's what we're looking to do here in a closing conversation. We're looking to close the loop to send where they're at. And if it's a no, okay, cool. Well, thank you very much for going on this journey with me. Really, really appreciate you for exploring this with me. Hey, I totally get it. It's a no, but it's probably a no for right now. Let's stay in touch. And you just never know how we can help each other down the road. You don't want to burn the connection at all, right? Because the number one asset in here, you've built a lot of trust, you've built a lot of connection. You want to continue to, keep that seeds planted of hope and possibility and love. And you use your stories, your attraction marketing, you use your timing and relationship to keep serving in that capacity. And this is where the predictability comes from the customer value journey, is we give people the right time to move forward for them, or they stay put and stay nurtured, or they exit out. And that is okay too. We're not everybody's cup of tea, and we've got to stop trying to please everybody to try and be everybody's cup of tea. So this is where we need to stand in our own posture and go run with the people who want to run with us. Go play with the people who want to play with us in our sand pit, and release those who don't. Yeah. So it's about genuinely curious. It's about getting permission to test the waters, to seek and knock first. And when the doors open, walk through them by guiding their hand to the next step. This disarms any resistance and it invites curiosity. So this is about helping you to create a bridge between where they're at, where they want to be, and you're the bridge to help them walk that journey. We give them the clear bridge to join an academy, try a product, watch a quick demo, book a call, whatever that is, right? They're all closing things to move them on the journey towards doing business and life with you. So simple closes that you can use today. I've already shared them some, but I'll just recap. I love call to actions that are low pressure. Hey, I know we've been chatting. If you're open, I'd love to show you what I've been working on to see if this could be a good fit for you. When I talk about Shopley, we'll get into those qualifying and invite questions and move them to see in the video. That is the normal question I normally ask them. Hey, would you be open to exploring this to see if it's a good fit for you? They go watch the video. I follow up with them. Hey, what did you like best? And you hear the tonality here, hear the conversations in the through line. It's all about being genuinely curious and serving. What did you like best? And then it's, yeah, me too. Now I'm looking for ways to relate and resonate. Yeah, me too, me too, me too. And, finding reasons and stories to share why. It's not all, it's not faked. It's all authentic. It's all real. This is why I buy products and, become a product of the product. So I've got stories, right? I'm a story collector to be able to match up those stories, whether it's my own stories or other people's stories. It's there. Here's the story to help you to me too. So we're doing together in that connected space. And then it's okay, cool. All right. You're ready to get started. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? How excited are you about getting started with me? And so like just the asking questions off the back end of that relationship, that's where it becomes fun. That's where it becomes easy. Like I just asked a guy on the end of a podcast interview, and, I matched up a story about talking about, what's happening in the Los Angeles Tribune, and, presented the opportunity to him, and it wasn't a good fit. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for letting me know. Rather know where I stand rather than not. right? And there were reasons behind that. It wasn't a good fit, and I get it, not mine to share. But that's the thing, right? We're looking for yes or no answers. And so I love to use story-based closes as well. You hear about Me Too factor, right? And when people start to talk about, objections, you can go through the feel, felt, found and use that as a story process. But here to really simplify this, if people come to me and say, Jeff, look, this is the reason why I'm not moving forward, or I'm a bit confused about this, or I'm just not sure. I meet them where they're at, and I get genuinely curious again, and I go, okay, cool. Look, yeah, that was me a few weeks ago. I was in the same boat. Or yeah, I understand how you feel because I felt the same way, but I found when I did X, Y, Z, I saw this, and this is what was happening. I am curious, would you be able to, go with me on this journey, give that a go? Or, hey, honestly, I was in the same boat a few weeks ago. I saw this, I gave it a go, and now I'm finally getting traction. Hey, would you be open to me sending information to learn how you could do the same thing? See, so that's a closing sort of statement to get people to take the next step on the journey where they're at. Stop trying to go for the kiss. Stop trying to go for the sale. You're closing along the way to take them on the journey. And then when you do ask the big question around that transactional conversation, then they've already made up these micro yeses. They've already getting clarity and simplicity. And then that's how we close. And micro commitment close is another example here is want to take a peek inside to see if this is a fit for you. If not, no stress. We've got to take the pressure off. We've got to guide people. We've got to give them, clarity and simplicity. I love to use voice notes. I love to use video messages. I love to get on calls. I love to do Zoom calls. I love to find ways to humanize everything in this space. DMs work really, really well if you're looking for ways to use the personal human and express. If you're just going through scripts, people can see that. If you're just going through the motions, people can see that. It's about slowing it down. It's about meeting people where they're at and going through those genuine heart-to-heart connections, genuinely curious to lead them to the next step. So wrap up here. Keep going, keep plugging in, keep sharing your stories, keep promoting those awesome products, keep following up with at least 3 people a day, keep closing, keep people taken to the next scale, to look for ways to get into your daily method of operation. What are the things that you do consistently every day to show up and shine? For me, it's at least 1 post a day. One value-based post that's going to serve and bring awareness and educate the masses, to inform them, to equip them, to empower them, to add value to their lives. The other thing I love today is I love to make sure I'm at least reaching out to 10 to 15 new people every day. It used to be 50, but my momentum, I don't need to do 50 anymore, so I've backed it off. It's at least 10 to 15 new people I'm connecting with every day. Sending that friend request. Those people who accept a friend request, I get into their inbox and I start a conversation with them. I start at least 3 to 5 new conversations every day. When I had time on my hand, I was doing this a bit more aggressively. My numbers were more like 50 and 20 a day, right? As you go and momentum picks up, you got some more back-end stuff and back-end pressure to serve at that capacity. But when you're starting and you're looking for new people, just up your numbers. Don't let your minimums be your maximums, right? So 1 new post a day. Well, as you can see, I do more than that. Connect with at least 10 to 15 new people a day. Start at least 3 to 5 new conversations a day by building connection, building rapport, looking for that know, like, and trust space, building that space where we connect, relate, and resonate. Moving into, probably 3 to 4 qualifying conversations a day. Being genuinely curious, being that detective, looking for ways to guide people, which then gives me the opportunity to get into that space where I'm following up with at least 3 to 5 people a day, which then gives me into that space where I'm then, sharing the tools. I'm, bringing people to opportunity calls. I'm bringing them to that next stage, which then gives me space to follow up with those conversations, which then gives me space to get on these type of calls to do the discovery and close. See, that is the game that we're playing, right? So where we give up on this space is because we don't have clarity on simplicity around the blueprint, around how to sell, around how to market, around how to communicate. And that's the intention of this 30-day challenge, is to give you those tools to support you on that journey, to help you to get into the hustle, which it is, the grind, which it is, but in that daily method of operation to show up and be consistent, because that is where the win is at. It's about planting seeds of value in people's hearts. It's about planting seeds and pointing the right product in front of the right people at the right time. And it's about harvesting those seeds so then we can go and equip and make hero makers and other leaders in that space to help them mature and them to grow so then they can go multiply and duplicate and we can go do this together. See, this is the best of the best of the best, bring all of the different marketing opportunities into one ecosystem. This is why I love Shoply, because it facilitates that conversation. So thank you, Jan. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us live. If you're watching the replay, let us know what you took away from today's discussion. I'd love to share, the light bulb moment in the comments with me, please. But also, go share your wins with us. Where are you getting traction? Where are you getting taking massive action? What do you need help with? What questions do you have? This is an open forum to be able to dig into this so you can go and run this race together. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you on day 23 of our 30-day Shoply Affiliate Challenge tomorrow at 7 a.m. And we'll bring this home with a cheer. Once again, welcome, well done, Joanne Rolls from Hobart for getting a few sales on board. Close to, I believe, around that $400 mark in commission already in your first 30 days. Welcome to, the people who are getting into the three-way introductions and doing those calls and awesome work. Just loving seeing all of the content, the post and the product reviews, the testimonies, the stories, the lessons, the value that you're all sharing. It's a pretty awesome ride to be on with you. So thank you very much for blessing me the opportunity to be your guide on this journey. See you on the next one. Stay caffeinated, stay legendary. Bye for now.